It truly is my pleasure to welcome you to the 64th Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show in Dallas. We're back in the saddle. What a year we've had. It's really been 2 years since we've been together like this. So much has happened in that time, and I'm looking forward to catching up with each of you and hearing how your business is doing. On behalf of the AEA team, the board of directors, I'd also like to say welcome to our distinguished guests from industry and the FAA. Thank you for your efforts to be here today and for supporting our industry. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, exhibitors, and everyone here for making this event possible. For our international members who couldn't get past travel restrictions, including our own chairman of the board, we will miss you and hope you're watching on Aero-News Network's live streaming coverage. We'll be saving a seat for you in New Orleans next year. Before I get too far into my opening remarks, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on those we've lost in the last year and remember their impact on the industry and the association. Earlier this year, we mourned the loss of our longest-running chairman, Michael O'Leary, who served in his role from 2002 to 2009. He left behind an incredible legacy and so many industry friends. Amongst other accomplishments, he will be remembered as the chairman who helped AEA build and move into our new headquarters in 2008. Since the pandemic started more than a year ago, we've also lost loved ones and many friends in our industry, those who have made an impact. We want to acknowledge those who've left us in the past year and recognize that they too left their mark on the industry and the association. We want all their families to know they will be greatly missed. Will you please join me in a moment of silence for all those we've lost? Thank you. It's been 6 years since our show in Dallas last time. The AEA, the avionics community, and the aviation industry have all seen dramatic changes. We thought the sunset of the domestic ADS-B mandate would be a hot topic in 2020, and everyone was asking what's next. Instead, just over a year ago, we were blindsided by the pandemic and challenged in ways we never thought possible. I remember a Zoom interview about this time last year, and we were talking about the resiliency of our shops and our manufacturers. And once the determination had been made that we were essential, we were quickly back to work, reinventing ourselves and our businesses. Many members came to the rescue of those in need. Manufacturers developed parts for ventilators and face masks before shifting back to their regular manufacturing of equipment and accessories. And as the year continued, our repair station members started to see an uptick in their quote activity, and their backlogs were starting to grow. By the end of 2020, some of our member shops had even reported their best year on record. The AEA Avionics Market Report echoed what we were hearing from our member shops. Looking back to the end of 2019, we had experienced 12 straight quarters of positive year-over-year sales growth and recorded the largest dollar amount of avionics sales in history. That momentum carried into the first part of 2020, with residuals from the ADS-B mandate and a soaring economy. Retrofit sales for avionics continued to outpace forward fit sales, and that's done that since 2016. And last year ended with $1.2 billion in retrofit sales and $980 million in forward fit sales. Even with the numbers improving, as we headed into the first quarter of 2020, we were still off 14% from our prior Q1 results. The forward fit market had a little more positive news to start 2021. According to the General Aviation Manufacturers Association, airplane shipments for the first quarter of 2021, compared to the same quarter in 2020, saw increases in deliveries for piston, turboprop airplanes, and turbine helicopters, while piston helicopters and business jet deliveries remained flat, a signal that there is some improvement, even with some headwinds in the supply chain. And the challenges aren't all related to logistics. They are evident in the human resource side as well. It was just 2 years ago when unemployment rates were at an all-time low. They climbed a bit in 2020, but with the economy bouncing back, we're already in a tight labor market just halfway into 2021. There are more than 9 million jobs available, the highest level on record. The competition for talent is tough in every industry. And fortunately, aviation still has an appeal that other industries just can't match. We just have to continue to tell our story. we can certainly share that our industry is resilient, it's cutting edge, and it's constantly evolving. We've weathered the storms of 9/11, the banking collapse, and a pandemic, all in the last 20 years. We're on the leading edge of incredible technological advancements in advanced air mobility and unmanned systems, some of which will be on display in our exhibit hall. And passionate aviators are being introduced to more affordable and sustainable flying options and modernizing their aircraft with more safety-enhancing equipment. With these evolving forces, it's time to take the association to take a look at ourselves and the market we serve, the benefits and services we provide, and our value to the industry and to our members. As Gary mentioned in his opening, AEA has embarked on a strategic planning initiative. This is a tip-to-tail evaluation of everything we do, from the products and services to the markets that we serve. And with your input and vision, the vision of the board of directors, and the help of a special committee, the team at AEA will steer the association in a direction that better prepares us for the future. This strategic plan consists of 5 phases, and we've already completed the first 2, which include surveys and interviews with membership, the industry, the staff, and leaders in our businesses. The next 3 phases, we will develop goals, implement those changes, and refine and analyze our work. We appreciate the feedback you've already given us and look further to more in-depth discussions as we prepare AEA for the future. Part of our mission is to facilitate the communication of our members and provide tools to help their businesses. If you're a regular subscriber to Avionics News, AEA Wired, or our new Amplified podcast, you have access to the latest in general aviation industry news and the best practices of our members. If you follow us on any of our social media platforms, you receive up-to-the-minute information and links to more member and industry insight. I think we all realize just how valuable those tools are in this last year. Another part of our business is to focus on the continuing education of AEA's members. Our training and workforce development initiatives have continued to evolve over the years. We're constantly working with industry to improve our course offerings and keep technical content relevant to what's being seen in the field. We have focused on and invested in improving our training programs and launched our new Aero learning platform. Aero, which stands for Aviation Education Resources Online, is your portal for regulatory, technical, and business training. Since its launch in January, it has already got 40 courses and nearly 1,000 members have signed up. This will, of course, complement our industry-leading hands-on classroom training that we conduct at our AEA headquarters, which has had nearly 2,000 people pass through since it opened in 2008. We also continue to support the development of avionics technician standards and certifications with ASTM. In fact, this week, we're pleased to welcome back Space Tech partners who are here in partnership with ASTM to provide technician certification training, and that is free of charge to everyone in attendance. These tests are being underwritten by the AEA Educational Foundation and will be available Wednesday through Friday. Another product of our work with ASTM is the availability of all their standards to our repair station members, also paid for by the AEA and free of charge. These standards are useful for the continuing airworthiness of the general aviation fleet, and you can check this out at aea.net/ASTM. And finally, we've established a workforce development committee to focus on a better understanding of our industry needs and help build a stronger pipeline of talent. The committee is focused on laying the groundwork for our member companies to recruit and retain the next generation of talent. All of these efforts, along with the recognition from the Department of Labor for our apprentice program, are positive steps in creating the workforce for today and for tomorrow. Stay tuned for more exciting announcements on this topic. As you focus on your own professional development or look to the future to cultivate new talent, we hope you'll find the answers with your membership in AEA. Our team works tirelessly to provide value to our members, and we'll think you see that evidenced here this week. While you're here in the training rooms, the exhibit hall, and the social functions, take advantage of all the learning opportunities, the networking, and of course, the deals on the show floor. Remember to be cautious in your contact, be respectful of fellow members and their decisions regarding health, so we can all enjoy a successful show.
Aero-News Network's coverage of the 64th Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show, live from Dallas, Texas, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.